Oh my god. Hey, what's up guys? Scarlett here. Today I have another video, and this one is about my Mac Pro that I got off of eBay. This is a mid-2010 Nahal M1, and I'll get into specs a little more in a bit, but yeah, as you can see, sellyourmac.com, they do a pretty good job with their sellings. And just for a size comparison, hold on, I just kind of drag it over here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that one-handed. There's a Power Mac G4 up against this box. This thing is gigantic. So unfortunately I lost my pocket knife, so this won't look quite as cool. Let me just tug that off to the side. So all I have are just these little pair of scissors. So yeah, I'm gonna get this box cut open and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I don't know if there was an OEM power cord advertised with this thing, but there's the power cord, which, if you don't know, it's just your typical desktop style power supply. And then we got these giant things in here, but there indeed is the Mac Pro. Giant adult things, and now this I think is a two-handed carry. Let's see, what does this say? Alright, well, it's out of the box. Everything seems to be fine, nothing damaged, especially like these, this bottom piece here tends to snap out, and that's my G4 Power Mac. You get to see how much larger this thing is, and actually how different the case is. So, G4 Power Mac kind of opens up like this and folds down, which this guy is working just fine. But this guy actually opens up a little differently. I actually gotta move it a little bit, sorry. Oh, flip that over. And this actually has like a little latch right back here. Gonna pull out, and then the our side panel just kind of comes off like that. Now for the inside of this thing, unfortunately, actually, wait, let me go switch to my light on. Unfortunately, I'm using my iPhone, so I can't like turn on the light while I'm in the middle of recording. It's got an ATI Radeon video card, which has 1 GB of GDDR5 video RAM. I think it's a Radeon 5770, 5780. You guys can correct me on that if I'm incorrect. But it has more slots in here, and you have your hard drive bays, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which the hard drive should be in a bay 1. See, so it's one of those very nice Hitachi hard drives, but that's okay. And this does not appear to be the original drive. Yeah, then all you gotta do is just kind of slide it in there like that. And down here you have your massive heatsink for the power supply, or not power supply, I mean the processor, with your RAM here, which this is 4 2 GB sticks, totally 8 GB. You have a giant front case fan, and another case fan here. With this one has its own fan on it as well, as you can see, which is still good. And then there's another fan down here at the end to pull air through the processor, which this has a gigantic heatsink for. I don't know how many actual chips are down there, but I'll figure that out. But yeah, and then here's your CD drives on the front, which I believe there's only going to be the one in the top. There won't be. Oh no, this has dual CD drives, not bad. Then on the front, you have your power button, headphone jack, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 FireWire 800 ports, which I will be putting to use, or at least the ones on the back. And then I'll move it around a little ways back. And as you can see here on the back, we have our video hookups, which there is one problem here, but I'll get to that in a bit. You have your little latch here for unlocking the case, which this is what it moves right here. Power supply is up here at the top with its own fan, and it does have your power input there. On the back, we have 3 USB 2.0 ports, or 3 more, totaling 5. 2 FireWire 800 ports, totaling 4 FireWire ports. You have your audio in, another headphone port, which I guess could be used for like external speakers, your fan for the processor, and a optical audio in and out, it says, and there is your Ethernet ports, and there's 2 of them, of which I don't know what this would function on the machine, but yeah, I'm gonna actually do something with the video card right quick, because I don't have one that hooks up via DVI, so I have another video card, don't know if it'll work with a VGA hookup. So yeah, and it's actually a nice video card, but I'll be back once I have this one pulled out and my other video card is found. Sorry about that. Alright, I'm back, and I finally figured out how to actually get this out. When you remove the bracket, you have to remove both screws and then pull it off from there. With one of these Mac Pros, it is a little confusing at first, but that's not too bad of a mounting system. As you can see, this is the stock video card, but I'm running into one little tiny issue. Here's the one that I have. This is a 4 GB of video RAM. It is an ATI or XFX Radeon R7 240, 4 gigs of DDR3 video RAM. Just there's one little problem. If you look at this, the card length's a lot more. This plug is not here or available on this video card, and on top of that, let's see, this one is a lot longer, and this bracket will actually fit on there. This one it will not fit on. So I don't know. I might plug this one in and power it up and see if it'll do anything. It's probably going to give me a little beep, but I don't know if this will actually work. But regardless, this one's pretty powerful. It's just, it would be nice if I could get this to work. But yeah, I'll plug it in, I'll get it set up and see if it'll work. Alright, here's my monitor of choice. I have used this before. Now I did do a preliminary power on test, but this is where it's going to sit next to here. There's my dog's bed, my hamper, and everything's kind of nice. Actually, I'm going to make it even because this is where the computer is going to sit. And if you guys are about cables and stuff like that, there's plenty of room back there for heat ventilation. I'm doing that on purpose. We'll see, does the video card work though? Let's see. See if it'll work. Come on. Alright, well. The hard drive is actually rather noisy for a newer SATA drive, but does not appear to be working. Okay, I'll put the original graphics card back in and I'll be back. I have heard that these monitors, that sometimes with these Mac Pros, if you put in an unsupported video card, that the boot screen will not show, but it's sitting here. There's no hard drive activity. So for now, I don't have a monitor for this guy. So this is going to be kind of part one for the Mac Pro video. But there's actually two more things I'm going to do. I'm going to do something with the work dump finds thing. And then my mom's computer needs a new battery because it's getting down to the point where like it's got 2 or 3 hours left on it most of the time. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, this video shall go on. This video card's going back in. And for now, I just don't have a way to hook up to it. But that's okay. But I'll be back once my desk is cleaned off and I'm back to the repair of my mom's computer. Alright, I'm back. Unfortunately, with my Mac Pro, my bad, I'm just going to have to wait on that to get any kind of progress on it as a display to a monitor. But for now, it's time to move on to my mom's MacBook Pro. So this is a mid-2010 17-inch, and as you can see, it's one of the rare matte display with the metal bezel variant, and everything's in a good condition on it. I mean, even the screen hinges aren't too far misaligned, as you can see, they're just slightly. Now, the real main reason is for battery service. Now, even though my mom's battery does hold a charge, it's only for like 3 hours when she's doing just some simple web browsing. So even the bottom's in pretty nice condition. But anyway, I'm just going to do kind of an along the way thing. And here's the 17 inches battery, which is just absolutely massive. I think it's like a 13,000 milliamp hour battery, which is just it's just outrageously large. But anyway, I'm just going to start the process, and I will be back once I'm like actually inside the computer and the bottom panel's off. Alright, I got the bottom pan off. That's very nice. Here's the inside of the computer, and it's actually rather clean. This is the most recent upgrade on it. This was upgraded from 4 gigs of RAM to 8 gigabytes, so 2 4 gigabyte sticks, and that's the max for the board. Here is the hard drive, which I just recently upgraded to a solid state hard drive, even though the solid state drive does not seem to work. That's my friend messaging me. And here's the battery. This is actually the OEM battery. I don't know the exact condition of it. All I do know is that it does function. And actually, another surprise. Oh, never mind. I was thinking these like little snaps here that hold down the bottom cover so it doesn't sag. I thought they were both working. This one seemed to snap, but that's okay. I'm going to get this battery replaced, and I'll be back once I get the new one in. So yeah. Alright, I'm back. It's fully reassembled, and the battery does appear to have charge on it, according to the little indicator on the side. But this is odd. I don't know what's causing that. I don't know, maybe my power adapter, which I don't know if you guys do remember from the Core 2 Duo MacBook I just recently kind of restored. It's kind of got some minor problems. That or it's either it's... Okay, don't know what caused it to fix itself, but that's alright. Does seem to work though, so yeah, I'm going to bring this downstairs, and then I got more stuff that I got from work, which is actually behind the computer right now. So yeah, but like I said, I will be back. Alright, I'm back. After a little bit of fiddling, this is the original OEM battery. I got it in there, and I actually figured out the connector wasn't plugged in too well, which is why it said the battery was at first not installed, it wouldn't work, and it would work some of the time, it wouldn't charge. I figured out this connector is kind of hard to get in on that computer, but it does work. And this OEM battery, I think, holds about a 4-hour charge on standby, so it does still work. I might put this in like a 17-inch MacBook Pro eventually. But yeah, now the next big thing I'm going to do, let me just move it into the frame, of course, is stuff I found from work. Now, you may be wondering what these are, but this is a charger. So here, this is a MagSafe 2 charger. Here's the special thing. This has already been done. The wire split at this point because I'm guessing a cat must have played with it. And since I don't have a soldering iron, what I did was I cut back the wires, which if you're wondering if you want to splice these, they're possible, and they are a coaxial cable, which is just a single cord. So you have to peel back the rubber around it, Then I think I might be able to show it a little bit here. Let me see if I can focus. There's some light, my bad. There's a little bit of some metal shielding in there. And then once you get that kind of peeled back, you cut a little bit more rubber from the wire, and then you have your internal wire kind of surrounded by metal shielding and the rubber. You do that on both sides, and then you can just kind of splice it together, which I used a wire nut, and then I taped it because the wires have to be held together a bit. But yeah, this does indeed charge my MacBook, and this has been fixed. And this is kind of the topic of the whole entire kind of work finds thing. I have more hard drives, but those aren't too special. But these are hard drives. These are M2 SSD hard drives. Now these are your newer type of standard. I'm going to compare it up to a normal sized hard drive. Let me grab one real quick. As you can see, they are a lot smaller. Sorry, this is my mom's original MacBook Pro hard drive. They got a replacement, I think, a few years ago. She doesn't want me to erase it, which is why that was on there. Basically, as you can see, I got two SSDs that are M2 based. I don't know if I have... oh, sorry, I'm just putting that back down in my stack. I don't know if they work, but I do have my little test subject, which is actually... Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Which is my personal Retina MacBook Pro, so that's pretty nice. Let me just rotate it right quick. So yeah, here it is. As you can see, power button on the keyboard. It is a Retina. Oh, I actually had to do that to figure out how to install the video card in the Mac Pro. It is kind of odd, but yeah, there's my test subject. And here are my little testing things. Now I do know how to open these. And just a tip, if you want to replace the hard drive, I'll show kind of just parts of it. It's pretty similar, except the only thing that you have to be careful for is on these bottom. These screws here are aluminum screws, I think. They're very easy to strip. So if you do this, just be very, very careful for that. And I think they are a Torx bit of some sort. So they're not like your old Phillips head style screws like your older MacBook Pros use, but that's okay. But yeah, I'll be testing out these two SSDs. I really hope they work. That would be kind of cool if I got a fine from work like that. But anyway, I'll be back once the bottom cover is off. Now this time, unlike the older MacBook Pros, the Retinas seem to actually have a bit... I'm sorry, I'm kind of opening up the cover. They do have all the same short screws, but just a tip, if the head is stripped out a little bit, if you can actually get a T4 bit, will that focus? A T4 bit, that could help. It seemed to help me here a little bit, but yeah, and as we know, now I've not opened my computer ever since I bought it, which was in April, so I don't know why it's not coming up. Well, it ain't too dusty inside. That's always a nice little thing. What is connecting it? Oh, hey, Alex. You dumbass, you left a screw in. That would probably help. Let's see, let's watch Alex, the retard, open and remove a screw while recording a YouTube video. Okay, this is one of the slightly special demented screws. Does the cover need to be sat down, possibly? Let me just kind of see it a little bit. You're about to watch me remove a screw on camera and probably absolutely fail miserably. Okay, hold on, actually, I might need to... Okay, you know what? See, can I do this on camera? I'm totally not a boss, but I don't care. I'm doing this on camera. Doing this on camera. Such a freaking idiot. Such an idiot. But I do not care. Camera's going to be out of focus basically the entire time. That's for your viewing pleasure. Why does this screen not want to freaking come out? Whatever. Okay, I'm going to go off the camera and remove this. You guys are probably entertained by that. I finally got it. I'm going to give another good tip that I kind of just figured out on my own. Set this down right here. When taking out these Torx screws, they are stripped. A good idea is if you take a bit of a flat tip screwdriver, this is slightly bent, but it's flat tip, and kind of like jam it up against the sides to the point where it's kind of laying flat, and then you can kind of open it like that. So yeah, that seemed to work. Now here's the Apple battery, the OEM battery. Here's everything. Here's your single fan that the 13 inches uses, which I thought is where the heat output was. There's your processor. There's your RAM, which is unupgradable, which kind of pisses me off, but that's okay. But here is your SSD, so that's pretty nice. That is going to be, of course, the thing that is going to get replaced. So yeah, I'm going to replace it with these SSDs and see if they work. And if they do work, well, then that'll be awesome. I'll get operating systems on them too. I'll probably just put Sierra. But yeah, anyway, I'll be back once I get one of the SSDs in. Here's the out of the Samsung ones. I looked at the bottom. I was able to find where the gigabyte storage is, which is kind of, once my phone can learn how to focus. Okay, whatever. This one here is 256 gigabyte. This one here is 128 gigabyte. So even though this one is kind of low on storage, you know, that's okay. It is installed now though, and I do know that's the 128. And this is actually my current SSD. This one is a SanDisk 256. So if this 256 Samsung SSD is any faster, I'm going to keep this one in. I'm just going to transfer the data from this one over to this one, which is going to be a bit tricky, but that's okay. But yeah, anyway, I will be back with the bottom pan on. Actually, I think I can probably, actually, you know what, I can do that. I can do that on video. I'm not going to actually put the screws back in. I'm just going to be simply kind of, you know, putting it down. So, okay, well, let's see. All right, let me just make sure this is all kind of in. Even if it's kind of. All right. Oh, oops, did I just knock a screw off the table? No. Okay, now I'm only going to have a total of 9 screws because I actually lost all my screws from my computer. What the? Oh, hey, dumbass, you should have probably turned off your computer. All right. Okay, mistakes have been solved. Isn't they kind of... No, if this does have an operating system on there, I'll actually be surprised. Let's see, come on. Okay, I think this probably does not have an operating system on here. And if so, this is the flashing folder for the Retinas. If it does do it, sorry, I'm having to reach down for my operating system installer hard drive. It does not seem to be detecting the boot disk. Why am I not surprised? All right, okay, time to get my operating system installer hard drive hooked up. Very nice strobe light. Or it's booting an operating system. What the? Oh, well, this is where I work, by the way, if you're wondering, so. Okay, okay, alright. Well, this SSD appears to work. I don't know. What are the read-write speeds of it, then? Alright, well. What are the read-write speeds of it? Let's see, does it detect everything? Go to my utilities partition. Magic disk speed test. Alright. Turn it on the internal hard drive. So that's who I work for, Xperia, if you guys are kind of wondering. But anyway, let's see. Now I think it's Shift Command C. Yes, Mac. Oh, it's a MacBook Air that this one is and was in. Okay, Mac OS 10. Open. Read only. Nah, whatever. Okay. This one works, but I'm going to actually start up into my Sierra installer. So, yeah, anyway, I'll be back once I'm to the Sierra utilities. This SSD was in a MacBook Air with nowhere close to compatible hardware. That's amazing how it's able to pick up this stuff, but, okay, but for the spec sheet, though, it is picking up everything just fine. They name him Mac OS 10. I'd name him a Macintosh SSD, but I ran first aid on it, and it seems to be fine. It won't let me do the read-write test, so... does it not let me start up on my Sierra disk? Okay, whatever, I'll just option boot. So I'm going to format this with the Sierra operating system, and that should be just fine. That, or actually I'll just format it in a setup. So yeah, it does, however, appear to be working, which is very nice. But yeah, I'll get to the Sierra utility, like I said again. Here it is. It appears to be installing just fine. So I don't know exactly why they're throwing it out. But then again, though, you know, it is free storage. Here's my next little subject, which, if I can get my phone to focus, you will see right here is the storage amount, which it says 256 gigabytes. This one said 128. This one seemed to be from a MacBook Air, so one of the lower end MacBook Airs. My camera does not want to focus. This is the longest second ever. But yeah, it appears to be installing. And I'll probably upgrade this to Sierra and then pull it from my MacBook. I don't know. Just depends. I just want to see how well it actually does work. But anyway, I will be back once the installation is done and I'm at a home screen. Alright guys, I'm back. This is the 128 gigabyte SSD. Oh wait, is this my, yeah, this is the 128 gigabyte SSD. It says it right there. And this one actually has a write speed of 600 megabytes a second and a read speed of 1.3 gigabytes a second. So this hard drive is well and healthy and is working. Now this one here is actually my MacBook Pro's internal hard drive. But yeah, now here's the next one. Now my panel doesn't sit too well on the bottom, but yeah, all the drives though I think are working, but yeah. Alright, let's see. I'm going to now format the internal hard drive, so... Okay, this one does not have an operating system on it. That could mean something bad, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to boot this, I'm going to get it installed and see if I can get it to a desktop. Uh-oh, I think we have a dead hard drive. I plugged in the 256 gig one in my computer, and it does not want to detect it. So I'll go to the El Capitan installer, continue, yes, I agree, and it does not show it. It'll only show my 10.6 installer, my 10.10 installer, 10.11, and utilities installer. So it does not seem to be detected. But fortunately, the 128 gig SSD, which I do have here, is detected and is working fine. But I think this SSD is dead, so that's unfortunate. But, you know, not a total loss. And like I said, my very ghetto MagSafe 2 charger does indeed work. It's got that nice little splice on it. And as you see here, it works just fine. So I'm very happy about that. But anyway, I guess that's really it for the video. I will have a part 2 on the Mac Pro. My mom's MacBook Pro is working fine. And I'm happy I gained, even though it's only a 128 gigabyte, an M2 SSD in general. So I have one. This one's going to be going back into my computer, and this one is dead, like I said. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have this video out by the end of this week or by the beginning of next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Kind of a random video, but I guess it is one. See y'all later.